Welcome viewers. In the topic of laws of motion, today we will discuss about rolling friction. In the previous video we have discussed about static and kinetic friction. This rolling friction is very less as compared to these two frictions. What is rolling friction? Let us discuss. Whenever a ring, wheel or any sphere rolls without slipping on a horizontal plane, there is no friction. Why? Because the surfaces in contact do not rub each other. What happens in rolling friction? Whenever a wheel or ring it rolls on a horizontal surface, remember without slipping, then the surfaces at point of contact, they are not rubbing each other, and a point of contact and horizontal plane, there is no relative motion between them. Therefore, no kinetic friction, no static friction. But this is true for ideal case. In practice, force is required, although it is in the very lesser amount, but it is required for continuous rolling. Then we should discuss what is the cause of rolling friction. What happens during rolling of this ring or sphere? Surfaces in contact, they get momentarily deformed. Suppose this is rolling, then what happens? I am showing a big picture of it to show the clear-cut deformation. So the surfaces in contact, they are momentarily deformed like this. It was supposed to be horizontal plane. The rolling is at the horizontal plane. So what happens? This result in a finite area, not a point at the contact. Look, this is the area, due to which what happens, the net effect of that component of the contact force parallel to the surface opposes the rolling, and this force is called rolling friction, and it is found to be, it is denoted by F rolling. It is found to be directly proportional to the normal reaction, as we have seen in the static friction. Static friction is also directly proportional to the normal reaction. Kinetic friction is also directly proportional to the normal reaction. So here it is also. What about another property, that another thing, that this is also inversely proportional to the radius of the ring, wheel or any sphere, whatever we have taken. So what is written here? This F rolling equal to the constant mu r, called the coefficient of rolling friction, into N upon R. What is mu r here? It has its unit meter, or its dimensions you can write L. What about here coefficient of static friction or kinetic friction? They are dimensionless. You can compare this coefficient of friction in case of rolling, in case of sliding and in case of static. So mu s, that is coefficient of static friction, is greatest. This is greater than mu k. That's why the limiting friction, the maximum value of limiting friction, which is given by this FL equal to mu s n, is the maximum friction. When the surfaces slide over each other, then it is called kinetic friction, and this mu k is less than Fs. This mu k is less than mu s. Now this rolling friction we have seen is inversely proportional to radius of the wheel or ring, and its value as compared to static and kinetic friction is very, very less. That's why the invention of wheel is supposed to be greatest invention in the human history. This rolling friction is reduced especially in the machines. Have you listened the name ball bearing? Today I will tell you how the ball bearing reduces the friction in the considerable amount. Rolling friction leads the way of industrial revolution. Have you listened the name of ball bearing? How the ball bearing works? Let us discuss today. In the ball bearing consists of two cylinders. In between them, steel balls are placed. Suppose this is the first one, and these cylinders are coaxial, having their axis common, and this is the inner one. In between the cylinders, the steel balls like this, steel balls are placed. Now what happens? This is the axis, inner cylinder, this is the inner cylinder, suppose this is, I am showing this one. This inner cylinder is attached with the axle, and the outer cylinder, this one, it is attached with the wheel. What happens when the axle, suppose it is moving in this direction clockwise? What will happen? This inner cylinder which is attached with the axle and it is moving in this direction, how these steel balls, how will they rotate? Look here, this ball will rotate like this. You can show in all the balls, if this cylinder is moving clockwise, then these balls will move, rotate anti-clockwise in this way. And what about the outer cylinder? The outer cylinder will also rotate anti-clockwise, and this rotation of sphere balls, as per rolling friction, we have read rolling friction is very, very less. When these balls are not placed, then due to rubbing of the surfaces, excessive heat will be produced, wear and tear will be there. To remove that, to reduce that, in a considerable amount, steel balls are placed between the two surfaces which were supposed to be rubbing. So in this way we see that how ball bearing works, and the rolling friction reduces the friction actually acting between the two surfaces in contact without these ball bearings. So in this way we see that rolling friction has brought a revolution in the industries, in the machine, in the excessive heating, wear and tear is avoided due to this using ball bearing. Also we see that friction is necessary evil. What does it mean? Friction is very, very necessary for walking. Without friction you cannot walk. Even a car cannot accelerate at the road, because this friction provides the external force to accelerate the car. Brakes, even brakes are working because the friction is present. Treading of tires. Why the treading of tires is made? To have friction. So friction is a necessary evil. What happens whenever there is a snowfall? In that region, sand is thrown to increase friction. In the slippery area, the sand is thrown to increase friction so that walking is made properly. So friction can be reduced by using lubricants, by making the shape streamlined, by polishing, what happens? The depressions and elevations, they become smooth, and the depressions and elevations, they are filled using lubricants. Lubricant is a substance in the solid, liquid or gaseous form. Air cushions are also used to reduce friction. So in this way we see that friction, how it can be reduced, how it can be increased, when it is increased, and without friction we cannot walk, how friction is necessary evil. Let us discuss about new term, angle of contact and angle of repose. These are the new terms which are asked, that define angle of repose and angle of contact. Look, angle of friction. Angle of friction we have seen, this is a box placed at the surface, any surface. The weight of the box, suppose mass of the box is m, then weight will be mg. Normal reaction of the box perpendicular to the surface at which the box is placed, this is shown by n. And if the force at the box is applied in this direction, then we have seen the tangential force opposing the motion of the object, that is called static friction, and its maximum value till it will not move, called FL. This is maximum static friction, will act tangentially opposite to this applied force. These two vectors, that is normal reaction and limiting friction, their resultant, as you can find with the help of law of parallelogram. So the resultant of this limiting force of friction and normal reaction, this is shown by R. Whatever angle is made by resultant of normal reaction and limiting force with the normal reaction, that is called angle of friction. So how to learn this definition? First you draw the figure, keep the box at the surface, this limiting friction, this normal reaction, find the resultant. Then how will you define? The resultant of, look my finger, resultant of limiting friction and normal reaction makes an angle with the normal reaction, that angle is called angle of friction. How will you find its value? Look, if this is the point O, then O, N and this R in this triangle, you will find tan theta. This angle is theta. What will be tan theta? This N to R. What is this? FL. So you will write limiting friction upon perpendicular upon base. What is base? N. So what is angle of friction? Theta equal to tan inverse FL upon N. You know what is the value of FL limiting friction? That is mu s into N, where mu s is the coefficient of friction between the surfaces of box and the table at which it is placed. Put the value of FL here. What will you find? This is mu s n upon n. This n will be cancelled. So what is mu s? Mu s can be written as tan theta. In this way we define angle of friction, how this angle of friction and coefficient of static friction is related. Now what about angle of repose? Look, what do you mean by angle of repose? Suppose any object is placed at the plane. You start inclination of the plane with the horizontal, and till the object just begins to slide. You wait there, then that angle of inclination when an object placed at any plane just begins to slide, that angle is called angle of repose. Look again, how will you draw the figure and define? So, angle of repose. If any object is placed at the surface and the surface is inclined in such a way that object placed at the surface just begins to slide, then suppose this is the object of mass m, then its reaction will be perpendicular to the surface at which the object is placed. This will be the weight of the object vertically downward. Suppose this is angle of repose alpha. This angle is called angle of repose. The components of this weight, this mg cos theta and mg sin alpha. This is alpha, so this will be also alpha. Look, this will be 90, this will be 90 minus alpha, so this will be alpha. So, this will be mg cos alpha and this will be mg sin alpha. In this direction, that is the ball, the object will have tendency to slip down. So, what will be the friction here? The friction will oppose the motion like this. How will you make the equations here in the equilibrium? This F will be equal to mg sin alpha and this normal reaction is equal to mg cos alpha. Look from the figure. So, whenever you draw the figure, you are able to define as well as find the expression. Divide these two equations, this mg will be cancelled, then what will you get? Tan alpha equal to F by N. Again, this tan alpha, if this is the maximum friction, then you will write this mu n upon n. So, mu is again tan alpha. So, this is alpha is also tan inverse mu, like theta was, you can written here, this is theta, can you write tan inverse mu equal to theta. So, both angle of friction and angle of repose both are equal to each other. In this way, you can explain the definition as well as their explanation for the derivation. Given here that coefficient of friction for the surface at which the block is placed is 1. Now, mg sin 30 is that part of weight which is bringing down this box placed at the inclination. And what is the force of friction acting opposite to it? The force of friction, what is its maximum value? You will write this will be mu n and mu is 1. So, what will be n? Look here, n is mg cos 30. So, mg root 3 by 2. Why? Because n is mg cos 30 and cos 30 is root 3 by 2. Similarly, we have seen the mg sin 30 which is making block to come downward. So, mg sin 30 its value is mg by 2, since this mg sin 30 is less than the force of friction, therefore, the body is at rest. In the second case, when theta equal to theta r, the maximum static friction, that is limiting friction, is calculated. What about third case when theta is equal to, theta is greater than theta r? Let's say see that if this is the block, this is the angle. suppose this angle is 45 degree, then if theta r is only angle of repose is 30 degree, then what will happen? Again we will have to draw the components of the force here at the various part. This will be the normal reaction perpendicular to the surface, this will be the weight of the block, this will be the part of weight which is bringing it downward, and this will be the mg cos 45. This angle is given balancing the normal reaction, and here this will be mg sin 45, and here the force of friction. Look here that n equal to mg up into cos 45, and what is cos 45? mg by root 2. F equal to mu k n. If the value of mu k is given, let's see in the question, it is given that mu k is 0.75. Find acceleration also. Then how will you find? You know Fk is mu k n, mu k is given 0.75, so 0.75 into n, what is n? mg cos 45, that is mg by root 2. What about acceleration? How will you find acceleration? You know the block will slide, then this force of friction is acting in the upward direction, and this mg sin 45 it bringing it downward. Since theta is greater than theta r, look here, theta is 45, theta r is 30. So what happens? Object starts sliding down, and here what will be the downward force? If the force downward is Fa, that is F applied, you can write, it is here written as Fa, then Fa will be the mg sin 45 minus this force Fk acting in the upward direction. What is that force? Mu k n. What is mu k n? This 0.75 into mg by root 2. This is also mg by root 2. Block mass is m. What will you write? Ma equal to this mg by root 2 minus 0.75 into mg by root 2. So m and m will be cancelled on both sides. What will you get here? This g by root 2 within bracket 1 minus 3 by 4. This will be the acceleration, that is 1 by 4. So what will be the acceleration here? You have seen that we can find the value of acceleration here in terms of g. If you write the value of g, you will get the answer. The mu k is given for a particular surface, then you can also find what will be the angle of repose. In this particular case, suppose mu k is given, how will you find angle of repose? You know, angle of repose tan theta is equal to mu k. So if in any of the questions, suppose it is given that for a particular inclination, if angle of inclination, in the question, if an inclination is given 53 and mu k is given 0.75 for a mass placed here, find whether the state of rest or motion for this mass. Look again that this will be the normal reaction, this will be the weight mg, this will be mg cos 53, and this will be mg sin 53 as per the components we have taken. What is this mu k? And here this will be the force of friction. This mu equal to tan theta r. So if mu is 0.75, which can be written as 3/4, so tan theta r is 3/4, therefore theta r is tan inverse 3/4. If you make a right angle triangle, you will find if this is 3, this is 4 and this is 5, learn that this angle is 37. If here it is 4, here it is 3, then this will be 53. You should learn this. So here this is 37 and this angle of repose is 37. We can write, and inclination is 53. Then what will you find? That if inclination is greater than angle of repose, what will happen? The body will slide downward. So the answer is that body will slide downward. And what will be the acceleration? Again, this force is bringing it down. So, and this is Fk taking it upwards. Resultant will be the force with which the body will come down, slide down. So if that resultant is given by F, then F will be equal to mg sin 53 minus this Fk. Fk is mu k into mg cos 53. You will write here Fk as mu k into mg cos 53. So you will write here, this will be mg into 0.75 into cos 53. So if F equal to ma, then m will be cancelled. So it will be g sin 53 minus 3g by 4 cos 53 degree. In this way acceleration can be calculated, m will be cancelled. So in this way one can find what will be the acceleration with which the body comes. I mean to say, whenever theta is less than angle of repose, greater than angle of repose, or only surface coefficient is given, you can find angle of repose. It is given 0.75, then what is angle of repose? 37 degree. Body will fall or not? It depends that theta r is less, inclination is more, so it will slide down. With what acceleration? This. So in this way you can calculate the numericals, and I hope you must have enjoyed it. Thank you.